So you guys know me, I don't keep a car very long. The wind is blowing and it's put a tote there, that's cool. I don't keep a car very long. I just like to trade up and try something new, but this Model Y is my oldest car and I've had it quite a while. I like it. I still like it after almost 2 years, which is crazy because I don't keep cars very long. And so that brings me to, what are we doing with our cars here? Because I think it's time we change something up. Model Y, I've had it the longest, and I probably will keep it at least until the battery warranty is out, and then we'll talk about maybe just upgrading it to a new Model Y. I bought the Model 3. It is the cheapest car I own, and that was the great part because I could drive this car anywhere I want to go, put as many miles on it as I want. It wouldn't really matter because I'm not out a whole lot of money for it. And I drive it quite a bit to work and stuff, and it's on Toro, so I'm also going to be renting it out pretty soon. Wind's blowing, I don't know if you can hear that. The Rivian was kind of like a dream. I had a dream car and a dream truck, and my dream car was the Tesla Model X. And it really hurt getting rid of the X to get this truck, but honestly, I don't miss it. It had a lot of, little issues and problems here and there. And I think the Rivian was a good replacement for the Model X. And I have no complaints. Bum, bum, bum. Then we come to the dually. I bought the dually because my goal was to buy an RV. And, I got the fifth wheel hitch. It's kind of not mounted right now because I have the gooseneck. I was hauling some stuff. But I bought the dually because I wanted to buy an RV and do some traveling. And now we're at a point where I don't have the money to do that. And I sit on a $100,000 truck in my front yard that I hardly ever drive. I drove it to Kentucky to haul a gooseneck trailer, and that was about it. So I think the dually may be next. Let's continue this conversation in the warmth of the Rivian. So, it's pretty cold outside. The dually kind of doesn't really serve a purpose anymore. I'm not crazy sold on it. Oh, come on. What? I thought it was telling me I had an Amazon notification, but I guess not. Huh, okay, anyway. Amazon was bugging me all week last week, and I finally got it to stop doing that. And I was like, oh, finally. And now I got it and it dinged, but I think it's because the car's cold. Anyway, the dually doesn't really serve a purpose anymore. And, now we're to the point where it's like, all right, we could sell it and break even. I mean, I could get what I paid for it because they're still in high demand. They're still hard to get. People still want them. So it's like, why not, I basically stand to lose nothing, and I didn't get the camper that I wanted. I didn't get to do all that I wanted to do, but, there's just not money enough to do that right now. So it's kind of like, why hold on to the truck for 5 years until I can finally afford a camper, and then, I've got an old truck. Would I even hold on to it for 5 years? Because eventually I would get to the point where it's like, yeah, okay, this has got to go. So I think it's best if I just go ahead and get to that point now. That way I don't lose much money on it. So, it sucks because I put a lot of money into it. I've got the onboard air system and the train horn and, just everything. I am going to keep my fifth wheel and gooseneck hitch kit just because, it's not really something that goes with the truck, and it could be useful for if I ever do this ever again. Like, I do have that 2023 F350 on order, but I just don't think I'm going to do that either because, again, I don't need it, and it's a lot of money to just have tied up. The 2023 actually went up in price, so where I paid $95 for that one, the 23, same configuration, is going to be $103, so that's kind of a lot. So I've been kind of toying with the idea of what could I do if I sold the truck? What could I do with that money? You know, originally I was going to buy the R1S because Rivian's cool. I don't think I'm going to do that anymore, just because, you know, I like my Rivian. But until Tesla opens up their superchargers, these are not traveling vehicles. And, you know, I have 10,000 miles with Tesla superchargers that I can spend on a Tesla. So if I want to travel, I better go on a Tesla. So, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to buy another Rivian right now. Maybe later, just not right now. And the one goal that I've been kind of wanting to do for years now is build a house. And an extra $100,000 cash to build a house doesn't hurt anything. So that's kind of where I was leaning. I was really liking the idea of selling the truck just for cash and taking the $100K and going and building, or starting the build of my house. It wouldn't complete it, but it would get more than half done. And that's a big chunk. So that was the plan. And I started looking into, you know, like who's going to give me the most for it, what's the best way to do it, blah, blah, blah. And then I was reminded that when you make money, you have to pay taxes. And last year I made money. I made good money. Last year was my most profitable year, even though my business kind of died out 2 months before the year was over. So yeah, most profitable year. Taxes are really going to suck this year. And the reality kind of set in of, I'm not going to be able to sell this truck and build a house. I'm going to have to sell this truck and use that money to pay taxes so that I am no longer in tax debt. That's kind of where we're at. So, yeah. And that's honestly going to piss me off because, you know, at least if I had sold the truck and built a house, I had something to show for it. You know, it's not just money gone. But when I have to sell the truck and pay the taxes, it's just money gone. It's just gone. There's nothing I can do about it. And that's really what sucks. I mean, I have nothing to show for it because at least right now I've got a truck. It ain't serving much of a purpose, but I've got it. So yeah, that's really gonna suck. So, I did some math. I've kind of moved some money around just to see what we could do, because obviously I don't want to get rid of this truck and have absolutely nothing to show for it. I want to do something with it. Obviously I've got to take a good portion of the money and pay taxes, but there's a little bit left over. So like, what could I do with that little bit left over? And after giving it some deep thought, I think I'm going to order another Model Y. It would be really cool to have red, white, and blue Teslas, but I don't think I'm going to do that because of all the troubles I had with blue last time. But I think a Model Y serves a great purpose, and I have a trip coming up pretty soon. We'll talk about that in a couple months. No one knows about it, not even my work, so we're going to get to that. But I'm going to take a trip in probably June, somewhere right in there. And it should be for a lot of great content, but a lot of great experience. So, something I've been wanting to do for years, and I've talked about it, and I just never made it happen. And I was like, you know what? I'm not getting any younger here. Let's make it happen. So, I think I'll take the new Model Y on that trip. That's the plan. And anyway, this plan could change. You know, nothing is concrete yet. I mean, once I know what my taxes are going to look like, I may have a better idea. You know, if we're to a point where there's like 80 grand left over after I pay my taxes, which I don't think that's going to happen, but if it does, I may take that 80 and just go build my house. I mean, you know, that would be exactly half of the house. So, that'd be nice, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes. So, yeah, just want to kind of give you guys a little update of what my brain is doing right now. And probably might get another Tesla, maybe. I don't know. I am actually getting rentals on Turo now, so that's cool. The Model 3 is booked. Have people ready to pick it up, so that's cool. And as long as that continues to make me money, then I'm going to run it. And if it, for whatever reason, doesn't continue to make me money, I'll probably sell it, because that was the whole point of the car, was either to have a cheap car to run around in or to put it on Turo. And if I get a Model Y, that's going to be a cheap car to run around in. So I don't really need two. So yeah. All right. Okay, bye.